touring out show.
Who is your favorite sex symbol?
Benicio del Toro. What's his name? That was married to Angelina Jolie way back. What's his name?
Oh, Billy Bob Thornton. You like him?
Oh yeah, he's sexy. Yeah.
If you were going to star in a movie, what would the movie be about?
If I was to star in a movie, I heard Tarantino was gonna redo Faster Pussycat Kill.
So you want to play the tourist Satana part?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Let's see you doing that.
I mean, I've been trying to get a hold of that guy. It's funny because we keep crossing paths. And
you would be badass.
he wanted to use our song "Psycho Bitches" for his last release, but then something like he asked too late, and we were on tour, and he didn't get a hold of us. And I was just like, oh my god, we'd love to do that. But yeah, anything to work with him. That's the type of movie I would be in.
You've been touring in 2009. When do you think you'll start working on the new album?
We have been touring in 2009. Well, I don't know, because 2009 was supposed to be Nekromantix year, and Andrew died 2 days before they were going in the studio, so that kind of pushed everything, and Kim didn't really feel like writing songs for a while, and so they still haven't gotten in the studio, so they need to go record and tour before we can start recording. But what will happen is that I'll stay home and write songs, so as soon as Kim get back, I'm sure we'll start rehearsing. So sometime next year there will be a new release. I think so, yeah.
And your bass playing on this new record is freaking impeccable.
Thank you.
It's so fast. You're like kicking ass.
And some songs, yeah. It's funny because I still don't consider myself a bass player. I still don't think I'm better than anybody. But I am getting more satisfied with what I'm doing. So I guess I am making a little progress.
And I was telling Necroman that sonically this album has so much space, you can really crank it loud in the car and you get that bass response.
Cool, because we did everything ourselves, so that's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, you produced it yourselves?
We recorded it ourselves, we produced it ourselves, everything. We had our own little studio at home. We did, we'd get up in our 90s and just go out and record. It was awesome. I felt like Beatles there,
And you guys are a three-piece. You played today as a three-piece. How does that feel for you?
It's actually, and some it has its benefits and its drawbacks. To talk about benefits is, as HorrorPops has always been seen kind of a little bit like a circus, and that's okay. We like that, and we like that energy. But as musicians, it was hard to get taken serious often because they were always like, "Oh, that's that girl band," even though there's actually only one female playing, and people refer to you girls when talking about HorrorPops, which is kind of weird. But actually after we don't have dancers distracting the audience, because if you shake boobs and ass in front of a guy, he's not going to pay attention to what's getting played, which was awesome too. But all of a sudden people are like, you guys, you can really play. We're getting a lot of positive response from fellow musicians, but also from a lot of our fans. They're like, your show is tight, and that's cool. That's awesome to feel like that.
Now I know that you're signed to HellCat Records.
Yes.
And that is Rancid's label.
Yes.
Tim Armstrong. They just came out with a new record.
Uh-huh.
What do you think of it?
I think it's awesome. I really love it. I think they grew, but they of course they're grown older, but they didn't just do that. They took the energy of Out Comes the Wolves. They still have that boyish full on, but then at the same time they have the maturity, and I think they did well. I think they did really well.
How did you like the Lars Fredrickson and the Bastards last record?
Actually, that's one of my favorite bands.
Really?
I'm not even kidding. I'm not even sucking up because you're supposed to be on HellCat Records. But we toured with Lars, and I know the songs by heart.
Oh man, that album is just good all the way through.
All the way through, and whenever I'm in a party mood or whatever, that's the album that goes on.
Yeah.
So
cool. Some people say it's meathead rock and roll.
That's pretty good. Yeah. I can see that.
You like that title?
I think I look at it as beer drinking kind of rock and roll. Just.
Other than Rancid, what do you see musically out there now that you really like, or you see somebody that's coming up that you really like?
Absolutely fucking nothing. I got to be honest about that. I'm so disappointed. I'm disappointed in. Well, I'm glad that rock and roll still exists, but the kind of rock and roll is there now is. It doesn't have any balls. It's kids. It's 20-year-old kids that uses flattening irons and then goes up and pretend they're metal. Come on. I'm sorry. We did Warped Tour last year, so we got a little bit of an overdose of those kind of bands. And what disappoints me is there's only one style. There's oh, that's rock and roll now. Well, rock and roll is so many things and it can be so much more. and they all sound the fucking same. I know I'm starting to sound like my mom now, which is scary. Actually, maybe I'm getting old, but I just don't get it. Like Marilyn Manson is definitely not one of my favorite bands, but they were original and they came out with a new sound. Or 9 Inch Nails came out with a sound, you know, and all these bands don't come out with a sound. What they're doing has been done before. They're not doing anything new with it, and it's just getting pushed on the audience by the record labels, not by the talent, and that's a shame.
Well, do you don't find any redeemable qualities in any of those bands? Because bands have risen up. Mike Hem, Fall Out Boy.
No. I'm sorry, I don't. I mean, seriously, the last album I got excited about was Amy Winehouse, and what's that, 3 years ago?
That was great.
She, even though she didn't do anything new, but she just did it right.
Yeah.
So.
No, I agree with you. I loved that album and played it over and over again. There's a lot of romance in that record and a lot of soul.
Her voice is awesome.
Totally.
Yeah.
So it's really sad what she's doing to herself. You know, you are...
But then again, she lives the rock star life. She actually keeps that legend alive. So I'm glad there's some people like her, and so long as she's happy doing what she's doing, I have nothing to say about that.
Yeah, but then again, we have to think about if you abuse yourself and don't take care of yourself, and you're exposed to this lifestyle, you can die. If you do drugs, if you abuse your body, you can die.
But she'll die happy. She'll die doing what she loves.
So Patricia would rather die on stage.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm gonna be up there and people booing at me. I'm still like until I fucking fall over.
I think that's the way to go.
Yeah.
I do. I know Ozzy. We know Ozzy will die that way.
Yeah, exactly. And that's how it's supposed to be.
What is your greatest fear?
I don't have any.
Really?
No, I don't.
How do you not have any fear? Or what is your view on life, or how do you attack that?
I don't think about it. I do what I want to do, and that's it. And I'll deal with the issues as they come along. But I don't want to sit and panic myself out by thinking, oh, this could happen or this could happen. I'm going to be fearful of this and that. And it's like no point. Like, live like now.
Where's that confidence come from?
I don't know. I don't have a confidence. I just do. I just do what I do. You know?
I like that. How would you define the word love?
I don't know. I don't know. You can't. See, that's what all music is about. It's trying to describe and define what love is. And nobody's nailed it yet, really.
Patricia Day, what is next for you in the HorrorPops?
Halloween. We got Halloween shows in Anaheim and Hollywood. One night the Halloween night will be Nekromantix and HorrorPops. Then there will be a night of Nekromantix, and then Dia de los Muertos is going to be HorrorPops at Hollywood. I'm so stoked about those 3 days.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, we'd like to go, if that's possible.
You kind of have to.
Yeah.
You kind of have to.
All right, Patricia Day. It's been great having you on the Blaring Out with Eric Blair show. All right. All right, this is the Blaring Out with Eric Blair show with Patricia Day of the HorrorPops signing off.
The Blaring Out Show.